What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It is an absolutely beautiful fall day here in Findlay, Ohio, and I'm hanging out in the beer shed, getting ready to check out a new beer. Now, the beer I have today is called Aggromaster, and this is from Floyds Brewing out of Munster, Indiana. Now, this was sent to me by my buddy Pete, so Pete, appreciate the hookup. You know what's kind of funny is I see Floyds pretty regularly around here, but I don't think that I've seen this one, so I haven't picked it up. So oddly, even though Indiana's right next to me, it took my buddy from Philly to send me this beer for me to actually try it. So I appreciate it, Pete. Maybe it's because it's a coffee stout. I'm not a huge coffee guy, or a coffee ale. Sorry, I'm not a huge coffee guy. So maybe I've been ducking this. So appreciate the hookup, Pete. Now, if you guys remember, I talked about this a few videos back, maybe a while back. But the Ginger Yeti and I actually were at Dark Lord Day at Floyds Brewing a few years back. It was absolutely magnificent. The Yeti was on tour with Amon Amarth, the heavy metal band, and they actually played at Dark Lord Day. Apparently Floyds is big fans of Amon Amarth, and Amon Amarth is big fans of their beer. So they did a collaboration beer, and my wife and I were lucky enough to go out there with the Yeti and check it out, and it was an absolutely amazing day. So Floyds is a special place in my heart. So this one here, the bottle art is kind of neat. Don't know how well you'll be able to see it, because it's kind of like a, what do you call it, like a foil label, so it's a little hard to see, but it just says Floyds Aggromaster Coffee Ale, 7.5% ABV. The artwork is kind of neat on it. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. Looks like a guy with a giant grin drinking a beer. Cap is neat. They're always cool from the Floyds ones. I need to get a Floyds tin tacker to add to the wall back here, but pretty cool little brewery. This one, like I said, 7.5 reviews, does pretty good. 3.88 on Untappd with almost 6,000 check-ins. Beer Advocate 4.07, 91 outstanding. So you know that's a solid beer. Not that Floyds ever does poorly, but good to see them get a good score. All right. Now, there was a little blurb on the site. I'm going to get it on the nose and look at it real quick, and then I'll read you the blurb. Nose. I just breathed in and fogged up my own glasses. It smells pretty good. To me, this just smells malty with a light coffee note. Now, I thought when I looked this up on Untappd, it said it was a Scottish ale, which I'm a huge fan of. Coffee, not so much. Y'all know I'm a tea drinker, not a coffee drinker. But it smells like a nice malty, sweet Scottish ale with maybe a little bit of coffee underneath. Now, there was a blurb here, and it says, as coffee and dark ales collide on the battlefield of flavor, a new hero emerges victorious. Combining a malty Scottish-style ale with hand-selected roast coffee, the Aggromaster is your champion of full-bodied beers, destined for greatness and enjoyment. Now, I hear Scottish ale, full-bodied beer, and I think, sign me up. This is exactly what I like. Scottish ales are one of my favorite styles. They are criminally underrepresented and underrated. You don't see them enough. They're awesome. Smells good. Color, I suppose we have to break out our Brew HQ chart. It's not black. It's dark brown. Now, the light, I had some clouds here. I had some beautiful lighting coming in a few minutes ago, which made it very easy to see the colors. But it's gotten a little overcast, so it's a little harder to see. Now, you obviously can't see through it. But the color, I don't know. It's almost more like a cola brown or something. But it doesn't really have the red hue of like a Coke. You know how you get that like reddish hue when you put up to the light? But it's definitely more brown, like a cola kind of color. The head probably had a thin one finger. It's kind of like a khaki colored head, but it's sort of dissipated already. Like I said, it smells pretty good. Looks pretty good in the jam jar here. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Cheers. Body. This is what I like in a beer. I understand there's a time and a place for those light-bodied beers, but sometimes you need the big bodies, right? It's like when you need the offensive lineman to go in and block for you. You need a big body once in a while. I'm a fan of the big-bodied beers, and this comes through. This is a decent body to it. I'd say it's full as it says. It's good. What else do you pick up? I think the first thing you get, and I'm kind of happy about this, is this tastes like a Scottish ale with some coffee. Not just we poured coffee in a beer and go have some fun with that. So I think you definitely get those like sweet malty notes that you associate with a Scottish ale. and then you get a little bit of coffee coming in. I think when you read the description, I don't remember if it was on Untappd or wherever it was, it says like mid-palate it kind of comes in. I think that's accurate. Like it starts off Scottish ale, then you kind of get a little bit of coffee, and it mellows out. Now, I know a lot of people don't really dig the Scottish ales. I can't figure out why. I think they're friggin' magnificent. Maybe it's the ABV because they tend to be a bit higher, or maybe because they're a little bit maltier, and a lot of people like hoppier beers. I myself prefer maltier, sweeter beers, I guess, than the big hoppy beers like IPAs and things. I drink them here and there, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to drink a dozen of them because they give me heartburn. So I tend to prefer more maltier or maybe sweeter beers. Now, I get they sometimes get a little cloying and overwhelming if you have too many. But this seems to be the best of both worlds. So you get that nice sweetness that you'd associate with a Scotch ale, and it's kind of like a roasty, sweet flavor that I absolutely love. And then it kind of goes to that coffee. Again, not a huge coffee guy, but the coffee they used works with it. So it's sort of like bitter, and it does, I guess, what you'd expect the hops to do, kind of like bitter out the sweetness of the Scotch ale. So for me, this is a really good beer. It's been sitting in my fridge for a bit. I don't know why. I think I've been ducking it because of the coffee ale, and I'm not a huge coffee fan. But I'm glad that I finally tried it. And Pete, thank you, my brother, for sending this to me. Sometimes it takes someone sending you a beer to try something that you can probably get a couple blocks away if only you had the moxie to try a coffee beer and get out of your comfort zone. So appreciate it, Pete. Big thumbs up for Aggromaster, 3 Floyds. You guys kill it on just about everything. So, you know, I'm thrilled. I'll show you real quick my friends of Floyd. This is what we got when you went to the Dark Lord Day. This got you into the elite company, so we were able to get in, and they had like private food and beer and everything, and the Yeti hooked that up, man. So this was Dark Lord Day. I don't know, it's got the year in Roman numerals there, whatever that is. It was an awesome event, and I was thrilled to be able to go. Big shout out to the Yeti for getting me into the event, and a big shout out to Pete for having me try a 3 Floyds beer I had. So again, big thumbs up for the beer. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, got any comments or questions, jump in down below. Were you one of the 5.6 thousand people that have tried this? If so, let me know what you think about it in the comments, man. Hey, till next time, cheers.